You think Ash had war flashbacks when he saw the blast burn coming his way? Yes, ladies and gentlemen, episode 141 of the Sun and Moon anime titled Final Battle, Ash vs. Kukui just dropped, and this is it. The exhibition match that Ash was having against the Masked Royal, or in this case, just Kukui, the strongest trainer probably in Alola versus the new Alola League champion. How did the new champ do? Let's find out. The episode begins with Kukui's identity being revealed to everyone, including Burnett, and Kukui thinks that it might hurt Ash's feelings for some reason, but Ash is even more excited to face Kukui now that he knows that he's the Masked Royal. The next morning, as the stadium's getting ready, Ash is training with Meltan before the match, making his double Iron Bash hit faster and harder while all of his friends watch him. They then wish him good luck for the match. On the opposite end of the spectrum, Kukui's meditating before his match with Incineroar, and Burnett wishes him well. We then go to the stadium where Hollow lets us know the rules of the battle. 6v6, you can substitute your Pokemon at any time, and then the battle gets underway. Ash starts with Torracat, and Kukui starts with Incineroar. The bell that Torracat has around its neck is ringing, so it's ready to go, and it's a little bit more powered up than usual. The battle starts, and Torracat actually does really well against Incineroar. Not offensively, Incineroar just kind of brushes off most of its attacks, but defensively, it's able to take both a Throat Chop and a Blast Burn from Incineroar and survived. That's really good. After it tanks the Blast Burn used by Incineroar, Ash calls back Torracat and uses Lycanroc to attack Incineroar with Accelerock and Stone Edge, the latter of which he actually uses to grab a piece of it from the air and attack Incineroar head on, and actually wins. This causes Kukui to call back Incineroar, which is kind of crazy when you think about it. Kukui's Incineroar usually never loses. Kukui calls his Incineroar back and calls out his Braviary. The episode kind of ends with Braviary using Rock Slide on Lycanroc, and we don't know what's going to happen next. What a great start to the final exhibition match. I was really worried in the preview last week when I saw that Ash had called out both his Torracat and his Lycanroc. I thought one of them would be KO'd, but luckily they didn't. And both of them had a really good showing. Torracat in particular, able to withstand a Blast Burn, was really awesome to see, and then Lycanroc winning one of those Pokemon hitting each other and then standing off duels against Incineroar. That was awesome to see. Not only that, but the animation, top to bottom this episode, was really top notch. And this battle, they also corrected something that I complained about in the Guzma vs. Ash fight, which is that when Torracat does Flame Charge, it should be speeding up every time it gets a hit in, and they did that this episode, which is a good fix. You want to know how to build up a strong Pokemon? I present to you Exhibit A, Incineroar. It has the benefit of being undefeated every time we've seen it on screen so far, so it being so strong and just brushing off attacks doesn't feel cheap. That's built up by showing time and time again that this Pokemon is unbelievably strong, and the fact that they did that so many times throughout Sun and Moon makes me believe that they had this final match between Ash and Kukui planned out way more in advance than they would like people to know. And that build-up really pays off here. Not just for Incineroar, but for both Torracat and Lycanroc. When they're able to withstand hits and attacks from Incineroar head-on, it makes them look much tougher. And I thought that was really well done. It doesn't look weak in retreating either, since the two Pokemon it just went up against survive its attacks, which isn't something that a lot of Pokemon can say, and that goes for Ash too. Because his Torracat is holding up so well against this monster of an Incineroar, when Ash has it retreat, you feel like it deserves rest. That's really well done. Speaking of Ash, he also looked really great here, using both regular strategies and unorthodox strategies like grabbing a broken piece of Stone Edge to attack. That shows his resourcefulness, like we know he is, and so far in the battle, he's looked really good as a trainer. He's known not to when to push his Pokemon too far, and he also knew that when Incineroar used Blast Burn, it wouldn't be able to attack next turn, so he sent out a Rock type to do maximum damage. That's really well thought out, and so far, it's paid off pretty well for him in the battle. You know what else is pretty awesome this episode? The music choices. Just like in the game, they used the Alola champion theme to start off the battle with a really exciting flair, and then use a combination of like the XY trainer theme, a remix of the Hoenn gym theme, along with a couple of more XY themes to make the battle feel really energetic almost all the way throughout. With the news that Shinji Miyazaki won't be composing the next Pokemon series, it's great to see him go out with a great showing. You know what's a dynamic I totally forgot until they brought it up in this episode again? Ash's mom really liking Torracat, and she's totally rooting for it all the way throughout, and that's awesome to see. I completely forgot about that, so good on Sun and Moon for remembering that. Not only that, but it's great to see the other side of the spectrum with Burnett cheering for Kukui, because normally that other Pokemon trainer who isn't Ash usually don't have that many people cheering for him. And it's similar here, but she's cheering for him really loudly, and it's a character we know, so it feels a little bit more impactful. The story between Torracat and Incineroar has been built up well in Sun and Moon, so them facing off first makes sense. Not only that, but both of them got retreated. I expect to see the battle end with either Torracat versus Incineroar, or it's going to end with Kukui's 6th Pokemon, which I predict is a Galar Pokemon, versus Naganadel, which will also be really interesting to see. You know, Lana saying that this is a father-son battle of Alola doesn't sound so far-fetched anymore. And the episode ends with the Braviary coming out. That is hype. It'll be interesting to watch how Ash plans on dealing with the flying type with his Lycanroc. I know that Ash's Lycanroc is a rock type, so it should have the advantage, but in the anime, flying types have been able to shown to just dodge things really easily, and actually they have an advantage in most fights. That's why you see in the anime most of the time flying Pokemon fighting flying Pokemon, because regular Pokemon seem to have a really bad disadvantage. So it'll be interesting to see how he goes about doing it. Not only just for us, the audience, but I think also for Tapu Koko, who I could have sworn they gave special consideration to when it was walking away. It might not do anything this battle, but I feel like if we do get the Pikachu vs Tapu Koko rematch, we might see it then. Overall, a great episode. Obviously, go watch it. The first and final 6v6 of the series, and so far, it hasn't disappointed yet. The next episode is continuing this awesome battle, and we get to see more of Kukui's team. He has an Empoleon and a Venusaur, and it seems like we're also going to see battles between Pikachu and Empoleon, Rowlet and Venusaur, Meltan and Incineroar, Torracat and Venusaur, so it'll be exciting to see what's going to happen next. But anyways, that's it for my Pokemon Sun and Moon episode 141 review. Thank you so much for watching. Let me know in the comments below, what'd you think of this battle? If you like this video, like, share, subscribe. You can also follow me on Twitter at TheRealPDGaming, and that's it. I'll talk to you guys later. Peace.